need 1 minute to just kind of change the atmosphere. Yes. You got me there? Ooh. Whoa. Whoa. Make sure you're not sitting next to somebody who's defeated. Y'all better clap your hands.
On today will be Joshua 6:20. And it says, the priests blew the trumpets. When the people heard the blast of the trumpets, they gave a thunderclap shout. The wall fell at once. The people rushed straight into the city and took it in. In this verse, Joshua commanded that when the trumpets were sounded, the people were to let out a loud Shabbat, so that the walls would come crashing down. The walls in this chapter represented a giant in the Israelites' lives that kept them from possessing the land God had given. The trumpets represented the note of victory. Our praise should be resounding, triumphant, and exalted. And the trumpets were made from the ram's horns, and the horns symbolizes strength and authority. Which brings me to my subtopic, it's time to Shabbat and destroy the giant. Shabbat means to address in a loud tone, to commend, to triumph, to exclaim, glory, shout. Giant is a thing or person of extraordinary power. There are some giants in our lives that we give too much attention to, too much power over us, and let intimidate us from what God has in store for us. It's time to not let our giants control our lives any longer, but let God be in control of our lives. Some people's giants can be egoism, the worship of self. A giant can also represent pride, exalting ourselves and bragging on the things we've done. And a giant that represents procrastination, putting off or delaying salvation, or doing what God has said do. You cannot any longer let your giant keep you from possessing what God has for you. In verse 16 it says, shout, for the Lord has given you the city. So it's time to shout, because God has already given us the victory. It's time to quit living in the land of bondage and start living in the land of milk and honey. It's time to take our freedom back. It's time to stop living in the land of not enough and start living in the land of more than enough. Take your salvation back. It's time to take your joy back. So I dare each and every one of you to stand up right now that has a giant that is trying to control your life. Amen. And if you have a giant, in the book of Joshua, the Israelites walked around out of obedience. So if you have a giant, I dare you to just to walk around your giant. Walk around your giant. Imagine